Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing a lesson about phrasal verbs with over. So let's do a very quick revision of phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs have two parts. They have a verb and then a preposition. An example: break up. And I'll give you the meaning of break up in just a few minutes. The meaning of a phrasal verb is sometimes very different from the meaning of the verb and preposition separately. So the meaning of the phrase together is often different to the meaning of break and the meaning of up separately. For example, the meaning of the verb break, well, the form is, we have break is the present, the past simple is broke, and the past participle is broken. The meaning is to damage or to separate into smaller parts. Example: I broke a plate. Okay, so the meaning of break is quite simple. And the preposition up, the meaning is in a higher position. So it's the opposite of down. Okay, so again, that is quite easy. But what about break up? What is the meaning of the phrasal verb break up? Well, it's very different. The meaning of break up is to end a relationship with someone. Okay, so it's when a couple separates, okay, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or even a marriage where the couple separates. Example: Jane and Mark are sad because they have broken up. They have broken up. And here we are using the past participle because this is the present perfect. Okay, so we're using this. So as you can see, the meaning of the verb and the preposition together as a phrasal verb is very different to the individual meanings of the verb and the preposition. So in this lesson, you will learn 5 phrasal verbs with the preposition over. So we're going to be looking at the preposition over in phrasal verbs. We'll look at pull over, get over something, fall over, take over, think something over, and as a bonus, I'm going to give you an expression with over as a prefix. And finally, at the end of this video, there is a personal message from me where I'm talking about the current affairs, the news that is happening at the moment. So pull over is something that we do in a car or vehicle. And it means to stop the car or vehicle at the side of the road. Okay, so you stop the car and you park at the side of the road. Example: Mark is a passenger in a taxi and he asks the driver to stop. He wants the taxi to stop here. So Mark says, "Pull over here, please. Pull over here, please." So he's asking the driver to stop here. Okay. Here's another example. My car was making a noise, so I pulled over and checked the engine. I pulled over and checked the engine. So I stopped the car at the side of the road and I checked the engine. Okay. Get over something. The past simple and the past participle of the verb get is got. Okay, so got. So it's an irregular verb. This phrasal verb, get over something, there are two meanings. Meaning one, to feel better physically, or recover after an illness. Example, Mark asks, "How are you?" And Jane replies, "I have a cold, but I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it." So Jane is saying that she is recovering from the cold. She's starting to feel better. Not completely, but she's starting to feel better. Okay, so we're using the the present continuous. It's in progress. She's starting to feel better. And meaning two is to feel better mentally or psychologically after feeling sad or upset. So here is a very common use. It is difficult to get over a divorce. Okay, so here we're saying it is difficult to feel better after a divorce. Okay, it's difficult to stop feeling sad, is what this means. Claire lost her job 5 years ago, but she has got over it. She has got over it. So this means that she has recovered mentally. Okay, she feels much better mentally. She's no longer sad. Okay, in fact, she has probably found a new job, and so she has got over losing her job. Okay, it's no longer a problem for her. Okay, fall over. And the verb fall, the past simple is fell, and the past participle is fallen. And the meaning of fall over, the phrasal verb, again, there are two meanings. Meaning one is for a person. Okay, a person. So if a person falls over, then he or she falls to the ground. So I tripped on the pavement and I fell over. Okay, fell over. So here we are using the past simple, fell over. Okay, the preposition never changes, of course, in all the different tenses. Preposition is always over. Okay, if it's the future, present, past, this never changes. It's only the verb that changes form. Meaning two is when we are talking about things or objects. So if a thing falls over, it means that it falls onto one side. Like this. The lamp fell over when I moved it. Okay, so the lamp fell over when I moved it. And again, here we are using the past simple. If we want to use the present perfect, we could say the lamp has fallen over. Has fallen over. Okay? Take over. And the verb take, the past simple form is took, and the past participle is taken. It's an irregular verb. And this phrasal verb, take over, it means to replace someone, to continue doing something for someone else. So here is a common example, very common example, when two people are in a car. So Jane and Mark are in a car. Mark is the driver and Jane is the passenger. We can't see Jane, but she's probably here. Okay, so she's the passenger Mark is driving, and they have a long journey. And Mark says, I'm starting to feel tired. So Jane says, would you like me to take over? Would you like me to take over? So Jane is offering to replace Mark. She is offering to continue driving for Mark. Okay? So in other words, they are saying, Jane is saying, I can be the driver and you can be the passenger. Okay? To take over. Yesterday, David and Claire worked in their shop. Claire worked in the morning and David took over from her in the afternoon. So David, notice the form, took over from someone. David took over from Claire in the afternoon. So this means that David replaced Claire in the shop in the afternoon. Okay? Take over from someone. And here, of course, we are using the past tense, because here we have used the past tense here, worked, yesterday. So this tells us we must use the past simple. Okay? Think something over. And think, the verb, the past simple tense is thought. Okay, listen to the pronunciation. Thought. And the past participle is also thought. Same pronunciation and spelling. And this means to consider something. To think carefully about something before making a decision. So we have perhaps a difficult decision and we need to think very carefully. So here's a common example. Mark has been offered a job in London. He's thinking it over. He's thinking it over. Okay, so he's thinking about it. He's thinking it over. So the something is it. So it is representing the decision, in fact, the decision or the offer. Okay? And the same story, so the same example, but now we are a few days later, and he calls the company. And this is what he says. I have thought it over, and I accept the offer. So I have thought it over, and I accept the offer. So here we have the present perfect. I have thought. This is the past participle. And I accept the offer. And so this is in the present. Okay? So present perfect, I have thought it over. And now, in the present, I accept the offer. Okay? Overcome. Now this is not a phrasal verb. This is a verb, and the word over is acting as a prefix. So a prefix means it comes at the beginning of a word. So we have the whole word here, overcome, and over is the prefix. The form of overcome is, it's the same as the verb come, in fact. So the past simple is overcame, and the past participle is overcome. This doesn't change. So for example, we would say, I have overcome something. And the meaning of overcome is to defeat something, to succeed in controlling something. So another definition is to win against a problem. Okay, so that's what I mean with defeat, to win against a problem. to beat a problem. And a very good example from the current news is, of course, the coronavirus. The coronavirus is, unfortunately, a big problem, but together we will overcome it. Okay, we will overcome it. So together we will defeat the coronavirus. So please try not to worry too much about it. Okay, we will succeed in controlling the coronavirus. Okay, so let's try to smile and be positive. And that brings me on to my personal message. So the personal message is current today. As I'm speaking, it is the 24th of March 2020. And as you all know, there's a very serious problem with the coronavirus. So let me repeat this. The coronavirus is a serious problem, but we will overcome it. Okay, we will defeat it. But we must be strong and disciplined. We must follow the health advice and guidelines from our governments by practicing social distancing, washing our hands frequently, and staying at home as much as possible. So listen to the advice of your governments and follow their instructions. This is very important, I think, for all of us, not just you, me as well. Stay positive and strong, and believe me, I'm thinking of you all. And I'm sending you a virtual hug to all of you. So lots and lots of hugs. A virtual hug is a hug with no contact. Okay, so there's a hug for all of you. Don't worry too much about it and be strong. So that's the end of this lesson. If you are preparing for the IELTS exam, then I recommend our IELTS online course to prepare for it. And here are some other videos that I recommend. Take care and stay safe.